If you think grabbing the cheapest can of salmon is a healthy move, you might be accidentally serving yourself a dose of unwanted additives. That pink fish inside might look nutritious, but the label tells a much different story if you know where to look. Most people believe canned salmon is automatically good for you. It's salmon after all, but not every can delivers what you expect, and some choices quietly work against your health goals. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 5 specific things to check before buying a can of salmon. These checks will help you spot the difference between a genuinely nutritious option and one that just looks healthy on the shelf. 1. Check whether the salmon is wild-caught or farm-raised. This is often the biggest point of confusion for shoppers, and the labels are not always as clear as you might hope. This single distinction affects everything from nutrient content to contaminant levels. Wild salmon swims freely in the ocean, feeding on its natural diet of smaller fish and organisms. This diet gives wild salmon its deep orangey color and high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Farm-raised salmon, on the other hand, lives in crowded pens and eats processed feed. The result is a fish with a different fat profile, often more omega-6 fatty acids relative to omega-3s, and sometimes added coloring to mimic the natural hue of wild fish. When you look at a can, the front label might simply say salmon without specifying the source. Flip it over. If the ingredient list or back panel does not clearly state wild-caught or wild Alaskan, you are likely looking at farmed fish. Some brands use vague terms like Atlantic salmon, which almost always means farm-raised. Others might emphasize Alaskan because it sounds natural, but without the word wild, you should remain skeptical. Wild salmon costs more to catch and process, so legitimate brands usually highlight this feature prominently. If you cannot find a clear answer, assume it is farmed. Why does this matter beyond nutrition? Farmed salmon has faced scrutiny over the years for higher levels of certain contaminants and the use of antibiotics in crowded farming conditions. While regulations have tightened in many regions, the fundamental difference in lifestyle between a wild fish and a penned fish remains significant. Your body recognizes real food. The closer your salmon is to its natural state, the better it supports your heart, brain, and inflammation response. Now, you might be standing in the aisles staring at 2 cans. One says wild-caught sockeye, the other says Atlantic salmon. The price gap is obvious. The wild option costs nearly double. This is where many shoppers pause and wonder if the premium is worth it. Consider this. You are not just buying fish. You are buying a concentrated source of protein and fat that you will absorb directly into your cells. Saving $1 today might mean missing out on the very nutrients you bought salmon for in the first place. That does not mean you need to buy the most expensive can in the store, but it does mean wild-caught should be your default choice when possible, and farmed should be an occasional compromise rather than your regular pick. 2. Is canned salmon packed in water or different kinds of oil? Moving to the second check, look at what surrounds the fish inside that can. Salmon comes packed in water or various oils. This liquid matters more than most people realize. When salmon is packed in water, you are getting the fish in its purest canned form. The water helps preserve the meat without adding calories or altering the fat content. When you drain water-packed salmon, you lose very little except moisture. Oil-packed salmon tells a different story. The fish sits in olive oil, soybean oil, or sometimes unspecified vegetable oil blends. Here is what many shoppers miss. The oil in the can is not just a neutral liquid. It interacts with the fish. Some of the salmon's natural omega-3 fats can leach into the surrounding oil, which you might drain away. Meanwhile, if the packing oil is a cheap vegetable oil high in omega-6 fats, you are introducing an inflammatory fat source directly into your meal. Even olive oil, while healthier, adds significant calories. A can packed in oil might contain 50 to 100 more calories per serving than its water-packed equivalent, entirely from the oil you might not even want. Check the ingredient list carefully. Salmon, water, salt is the ideal shortlist. If you see a long string of oils, preservatives, or flavorings, ask yourself whether you are buying salmon or buying a processed product with salmon in it. Some brands add smoke flavoring, sugar, or mystery spices that have no business in a simple can of fish. These additions rarely improve your health and often mask lower quality fish. 3. Check the sodium content. This is where labels become genuinely misleading. Canned salmon needs salt for preservation and flavor, but the amount varies wildly between brands. One might contain 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, another might pack over 500 milligrams. If you eat the entire can, which many people do, you could be consuming half your recommended daily sodium limit in a single sitting. Here is the trick labels play. They often list a serving size as 1/3 or 1/4 of the can. You look at the number and think it is reasonable. But who opens a can of salmon and eats 2 bites? When you compare products, calculate the sodium for the entire can, not just the artificial serving. Your blood pressure and kidney health will thank you. Look for terms like no salt added or low sodium. These options exist and taste perfectly fine once you adjust your palate away from heavy salt. If you buy regular salted salmon, you can still manage the sodium by rinsing the fish briefly underwater before eating. It is not a perfect solution, but it helps. The larger point is awareness. You should know exactly how much salt you are consuming, not discover it later when you feel bloated or your next blood pressure reading surprises you. 4. Make sure the canned fish is not boneless and skinless. The 4th check involves something that surprises many first-time canned salmon buyers: the bones. Open a can of traditional salmon, particularly the sockeye or pink varieties, and you will see visible spine pieces and rib bones. Your immediate reaction might be confusion or even disgust. You might wonder if you bought a defective product. You did not. Those bones are supposed to be there, and they represent one of the most valuable nutritional features of canned salmon. Here is what happens during the canning process. The small bones are pressure cooked until they become soft and edible. They crumble easily between your fingers. Eating these bones delivers a significant calcium boost that you cannot get from salmon fillets alone. A single can of salmon with bones can provide nearly as much calcium as a glass of milk, sometimes more depending on the variety. For people who avoid dairy or want to diversify their calcium sources, this is remarkable. However, not everyone wants to eat bones, and some brands recognize this. You will find boneless and skinless options on the same shelf. These are convenient. They mix easily into salads or pasta without any textural surprises. But convenience comes with a nutritional trade-off. You lose that natural calcium source. You also often pay more for the processing required to remove the bones and skin. Your choice here depends on your needs. A bone-in can might list 20% of your daily calcium per serving. A boneless can might list 2%. That gap matters, especially for older adults concerned about bone density. 5. Check the sourcing and sustainability. This matters because the health of the ocean eventually becomes the health of the fish on your plate. Salmon populations face pressure from overfishing, habitat destruction, and climate change. When you buy salmon from well-managed fisheries, you support practices that keep wild populations thriving. When you buy from questionable sources, you contribute to depletion and potentially higher contaminant levels in compromised ecosystems. Look for third-party certifications on the can. The Marine Stewardship Council Blue Label indicates the fishery meets specific sustainability standards. Some brands provide traceability information, telling you exactly where and when the fish was caught. This transparency usually signals a company that takes quality seriously across the entire supply chain. Be wary of generic product of USA claims without specifics. The United States imports enormous amounts of salmon, much of it farmed, then processes it domestically. This allows companies to label it as a U.S. product even if the fish grew up in foreign fish farms. True wild Alaskan salmon will specify Alaska. Pacific Northwest salmon will specify Washington or Oregon. Vagueness usually hides something the manufacturer would rather you not ask about. Now let us address the challenge that ties all these checks together. The confusion you face in the actual grocery store. You have 10 varieties in front of you. Some highlight omega-3s in large print. Others boast about being all-natural or premium. Prices range from $2 to $8 for seemingly similar cans. The lighting is harsh, your cart is full, and you need to make a decision. Marketing terms exist to sell products, not to educate you. Natural means virtually nothing on a salmon can. Premium has no regulatory definition. You cannot trust the front of the can. You must turn it over and read the truth on the back. You now have a 5-point filter. Wild versus farmed. Water versus oil packing. Sodium reality versus label fiction. Bones versus boneless with full knowledge of the trade-off. Sourcing transparency versus marketing smoke. Apply these checks in order, and the confusion clears. Canned salmon remains one of the most accessible, shelf-stable, nutrient-dense proteins available. The next time you stand in the canned fish aisle, you will not feel overwhelmed. You will feel capable. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. For now, if you want to keep building confidence around safe fish choices, be sure to watch our previous video where we discussed anchovies versus sardines, which is healthier and safer. If you haven't seen it yet, also take a look at our video where we talk about the 5 worst canned sardines you should avoid and 3 that worth buying. Stay healthy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.